Hello and welcome, my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. I'm a professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, as will Spell Ingredients eventually. So I put a link in the description box for Words of Grace. You can click it and preview it for free and see that it is predominantly divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra dense read. You might find it helpful. The only place, well, not really the only place actually, now that my new website, drawingthecircle.com, is up. But you can find the original versions of Words of Grace and Spell Ingredients on patreon.com/drawingthecircle in our digital shop. We also have audios and videos that have free previews that anyone can check out. Some of my subscribers get those ebooks, audios, and or videos instantly as part of their subscription package, depending on which level they choose. But all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common: a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. We did it this morning, knocked it out of the park, it was great. They get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my timeless readings are, all of my extended readings are timeless and relationship stuff oriented, as well as they get a specific and significant discount when they book me for a private session. All of that info is over on my website as well. So if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, you can 7-day free trial, you can follow for free, and I just love it. So click the link, check it out, and come play Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you know what? You just call me Mal because it's so much easier to remember. It's easier for me to remember. So hello and welcome. If you are new to my channel, we're going to do a little explanation. I'm going to drop you down in the middle of a 3 levels of power read, which I'll explain in a second. If you heard it all before, feel free to jump ahead. But welcome to the new viewers. Welcome to my channel. What this is, as I said, is a 3 levels of power reading. And so I could learn that from Caroline Myss, M-Y-S-S, PhD, author of Anatomy of the Spirit and Sacred Contracts. This is her archetype deck, a way of looking at larger things like life purpose through 3 levels of power, in this case work, career, and vocation. So like I said, this is a chakra dense read, but I also learned about the 8th chakra from Caroline Myss in her book Anatomy of the Spirit. It's over your head, right? It's about that far over your head, and it acts like a satellite sending down codes to all of the different chakras underneath it, shifting what you attract and what you repel, so you have the free will or the opportunity to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in terms of what you came in to do with this life, your sacred contracts, your sacred plan, whatever you want to call it, looking at your life purpose through work, career, and vocation. So we're going to get 1 Caroline Myss archetype card for the 8th chakra. We'll talk about that when we get there. We will then get 3 cards face down, not past, present, future, but work, career, vocation for the crown, the 3rd eye, the throat, and the heart chakras, the internal feminine energy with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. We will look at the lower 3 chakras, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root, the masculine yang dynamic, you looking at yourself from the outside like in a mirror, maybe you from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things you have relationships with in the physical world with the mythic tarot. And because it is a cross-watcher reading, oftentimes I hear from my clients and my viewers that there's a lot of mirroring going around, so it can be both. That will take care of the chakras from the 8th to the root. We will then get a whisper from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Hartfield, which I love. Ganesha is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. And there are obstacles in the archetype led to gold. We'll talk about that when we get there. This is a magnificent oracle. I highly recommend it. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra. And I've said it for all of the air signs for a while. Aquarius, you're an air sign. That air signs have a bit of an edge when it comes to mantras and affirmations and breath work, all that mental stuff. And these are essentially healing reads: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, financial, relational, you name it. And remember, it is a general read. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and there is our explanation. So let's get into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I promise I will do my best to help anyone fulfill their life purpose and their work, career, vocations, because I have been doing these types of readings, work, career, vocation specific, for decades since I learned about the 3 levels of power from Caroline Myss. All right, that's it. Let's do it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. Place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, 1 card in clarity, please. What is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra for the Aquarian collective and their cross-watchers to assist them in shifting the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, moving from toxicity to health and fear to love for this timeless work, career, vocation reading? Ooh, the Exorcist. Beware of pea soup and bouncing beds. This is often called the shaman. I'm glad they call it the Exorcist, because shaman, I will not claim that name for myself. I'm a witch, because of cultural appropriation or misappropriation. I think both of those apply. So written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold. 3 atoms here that can't go here. Lead is toxic, gold is healthy. I think you get the vibe. So the Exorcist is actually, it straddles 2 different families. There are 9 different categories or families of archetypes. So this could be the divine family as well as the wisdom family. So the shadow attribute, fear of facing your own demons. Yeah, that's a thing on planet Earth. People are like, oh, there are entities, there are demons. It's like, chances are you just need some shadow work. That probably it's just your ego, right? Or repressed stuff, right? That it builds up, builds up, builds up. I was raised with repressed for success, and it did not work for me. So, I'm always keeping an eye on my shadow and giving it the love that only I can give it to make it alchemize to the gold. And in this case, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Now, we all have destructive impulses. I'm gonna burn down the village, that kind of vibe, which can come from anger and rage and frustration and irritation, all that stuff. But it's a good place to start, right? Because exorcism is a big word for it. I used to do house blessings. House blessings. It's an exorcism. I never spoke to the spirits. I'm just like, I'm opening a portal. Get out or get thrown out, because, I'm a witch. So we're going to get these 3 cards face down, as well as the 3 mythic tarot face down before we start flipping them over. But it's not past, present, future. It's work, career, vocation. So they're all happening simultaneously, just like white light through a prism. So you can taste the rainbow, you Skittles. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Yes, let's. Still point. My goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, 3 cards in clarity face down for the Aquarians and the cross-watchers. What's going on, heart, third eye, crown in their work? Move you up there. What's going on, heart, throat, third eye, crown in their career? And what's going on, heart, throat, third eye, crown in their vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation reading? And as I said, we're going to get the lower 3 chakras with the mythic tarot face down, and then we'll flip them over, work, career, and vocation. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, please, 3 cards in clarity face down for the Aquarians and their crosswatchers, the outside in, inside out, masculine dynamic, lower 3 chakras. What's going on for them in their work? What's going on for them in their career? And what's going on for them in their vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation reading? Let's see. Okay, this is an interesting way to kick off a reading. We're going to do the internal first. You've got the Eight of Cups, usually considered walking away, but not so much in the artwork here. This is a woman who rowed a boat with a lit torch. I don't know how she managed that. Following a trail of 8 cups to find the 9th cup within. Now the key word written here is withdrawal. So this is more a pulling back, but with all that element of water, this might very well be emotional, right? The element of water is emotion. So this could be going in to deal with those demons, or at least those feelings and emotions creating that's going on in your work. But here you have a card of victory, the Six of Wands. In the Mythic Tarot, all of the minor arcana are different mythologies. Obviously, this is Jason and the Argonauts having just retrieved the golden fleece. So there is something visible here. This is a card of victory. Sixes are numbers numerologically of balance and harmony. So maybe you achieved something, or someone achieved something here that is driving you into yourself. Maybe you accomplished something, not all the way through to the Ten of Wands, but enough to be seen on the outer, but then pulling back on the inner. And that makes sense at the state of the world at this time, right? It's like, yeah, no, I'm here, I'm victorious, but it's like, but I'm not feeling it. Could be, right? Let's see what's going on in the career. All right, our first air card here, the Nine of Blades, which we're used to seeing, you know, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, those 9 swords over the head. But in this card, all of the arrows are pointed inward, and the key word is criticism. Now, criticism gets a bad rap. It is actually a neutral word. It depends on the type of criticism, right? So critical thinking, critical math, critical care unit, right? It's about not just detail, it's about almost microscopic detail, right? Like when someone's in a critical situation, right? It's like every detail matters here, but because all of the arrows are pointing inward, this is usually about a deep mental focus within, and I would say very much third eye and third chakra. With another bunch of wands here. The Four of Wands, I know, often called the engagement card, maybe setting up house, but this is again Jason and the Argonauts having landed on the island where the Golden Fleece is, and they're setting up camp, which will then take them, this is the 4, will take them to the 5, where they defeat the dragon. Well, actually Jason does with the help of a witch. Look it up. That then brings that to the Six of Wands. So if we're looking at this in the reverse, looking at vocation, career, and work, this does make sense. Now, of course, the relationship between air and fire is obvious, right? Fire can't exist without air. So in terms of you looking within yourself, there is a period of rest here. 4s are somewhat stable, more relaxing, right? Like in most tarot decks, the 4s are more about rest, right? Regardless of the element involved. So again, we're looking at something a bit more internal here, looking within yourself rather than without yourself. Let's look what's going on in your vocation. Well, this bears out. Okay, your first and only major arcana card for this reading is the Amazon, which is the Chariot. Now, when it's a major arcana card in a chakra read the way I do them, it usually fuses together all of the chakras in that zone. So heart, third eye, crown, what's called creative intuition here in your vocation is about balancing inspiration and motivation. The light horse of inspiration, or the carrot calling you forward, right? And the dark horse of motivation, what you have to do. So just as an example, today, well, actually, over the past couple of days, we had some thunderstorms here in Saratoga Springs. So I went outside today and I raked up some stuff, right? Some tree branches fell down, right? I'm still finding pine cones that have fallen. A lot of pine cones this past year, right? So as much as I was like, oh, I want my yard to look beautiful. It's a half acre. It's a lot of work. I'm not hiring someone to do that. It's my work-life balance, right? Getting out into nature, right? Like we're all supposed to do, walking children in nature, except I don't have kids. I have cats and they're not allowed outside. So this is about your motivation and your inspiration, but spiritually so. Are you living up to or aware of your vocation, your life calling, your spiritual mystical power here. And again, another cup card here that would probably do something with that Eight of Cups. The Page of Cups here. Now, this is Narcissus. Look him up, right? Look up the myth. It's where we get the word narcissist from. But the Page of Cups is a message coming in. Now, it could also be a time of reflection, right? You looking into that cup, seeing your own reflection, and of course, freeing yourself perhaps from destructive influences, or at least helping other people do that too. But we also know with the Amazon, it's a very fast-moving thing. So there might be an intuition going on in terms of, is what I'm doing in alignment with my spiritual calling, right? With my life purpose. It's all about life purpose, but is it matching my spiritual ethics, right? So taking some time to look within, to reflect, and give yourself the Ace of Cups. All of the pages have the ace of the particular element there. In this case, the element of water. To really drink deep of that, to take it within yourself, and to take some time to reflect, which you will find your inspiration and your motivation being channeled in the same direction. Now, if we read this more as somebody who is looking at their vocation and how it lines up with their career, they're kind of looking at the details perhaps of what is honorable or not so honorable. I will say Four of Wands here can certainly be about the solar plexus, is where we store our honor codes and our boundaries, our personal power, and our self-esteem as a verb, which of course could make you be like, you know what, I'm gonna do the best that I can here, but I'm pulling back. Maybe I'm not contributing so much emotional energy to the work as the career, which is your hunger and thirst. You might really be taking some time to yourself to get very, very down to the nitty-gritty detail, the critical thing of, is this fulfilling me? Am I compromising my integrity? Am I faking it? Am I being authentic? And that will absolutely propel you forward with the inspiration that you need to pull this off. Again, facing your own inner demons, which are just our fears. They're not real. They just look real and they feel real. And if you are an empath, look at the people in your life and see if you're picking up on what they are feeling and taking it personally, because that just happens. By the way, I was born on a full moon, Virgo Sun, Pisces Moon, so I always have to check that, and boy was I a nightmare before I figured I wasn't feeling just me, right? So all of the chakras are on the table for me to root. Let's get the help, the guidance of beloved Lord Ganesha. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesha override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, one card in clarity, please, your wise, loving, empowered oracle message to assist the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers. To alchemize the shaman, the Exorcist archetype in the 8th chakra for this Work-Career-Vocation reading. Priorities. Ooh, I think your priority might very well be your spirituality here, but really getting into how that might possibly affect your career and your work. So card number 30, here he is looking at the Lotus. And card number, what was that? Card number 30. Oh, we're almost there. Just missed it by one. Now I'm just going to read a little bit of this because there's an awful lot written. So card number 30, priorities. Make the most of your time. You see, we have a limited amount of time in each lifetime to do what we came here to do, right? Fulfill our life purpose or not. Every day is a gift. You have the option to make the most of what life is offering you. If you long to create organization in your life, you will benefit from prioritizing your ideals, and Aquarians are usually known to have very high ideals. Your ideals determine what you will seek in life. Your priorities are most visible in how you use your time. So there is a time element here. Ganesha is holding the water lily. Oh, sorry, it's not a lotus, it was a lily. They both start with L. and emphasizing, Ganesha is holding the water lily, emphasizing the importance of your values. I can feel that in this read. He encourages you to know what you truly want. What makes you happiest? There are always blessings that may not be apparent in the midst of disappointment. And that might be the thing here. In work, you might have done something, really pulled it off, got the job done, but feel like, this isn't doing it for me. Happens all the time. We're always growing. We're always expanding. We're always evolving. Well, unless you resist it, but even that's divinely planned most of the time, if not all of the time. So you are removing obstacles with priorities. What is your priority? What makes you happiness? That's why for me, I do the yard work, get myself grounded, breathe in all that fresh air. Then I come in and I put on the makeup and, set up everything and do the work. So this kind of work. Okay, last card down, Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. Let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say for you. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity, the precise and perfect healing mantra to assist the Aquarians and their cross-watchers to alchemize the Exorcist with 8 of Cups on the inner, 6 of Wands on the outer in their work, 9 of Blades on the inner, 4 of Wands in the outer for their career, and what feels like their leverage here, the Amazon, the Chariot on the inner with the Page of Cups on the outer, removing obstacles as a priority for this timeless work, career, and vocation reading. Dissolving judgment. Someone got this. Okay, Capricorn just got this. I did that yesterday. So I do keep track of that. So if you have any planets in Capricorn or dealing with someone who has planets in Capricorn, that could make this a little bit clearer for you. So the mantra is, I don't have to like the behavior of others in order to love my journey. And that might very well be some mistreatment, some abuse, neglect, codependence in the work and career thing, which is kind of moving you into your spiritual power here, that you can still love your journey. Everybody's got different contracts. The Course in Miracles, of which I am a student and a teacher for decades, says that there is a highly individualized curriculum for every single, they say son of God, I say child of God. I try and keep stuff as gender neutral as possible. So you can't compare, but you don't have to heal somebody else to do what you got to do. You don't got to like what they're doing. Matt Kahn, his book, The Universe Always Has a Plan, 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go, one of the mantras is, or one of the chapters is, in order for me to be emotionally free, it's okay to dislike. Because dislike and judgment is like this veneer of lead around a golden nugget of intuition. So if we don't allow ourselves to be like, no, that doesn't resonate with me, this doesn't feel right, something feels off, if we push that down, we end up making choices that aren't the clearest, wisest, and most loving. But we could say, no, I'm going to sit with this. And wouldn't that be a form of exorcism, a form of shadow work? Saying, I really don't like this. No, I don't like the word hate. I mean, it's a word, obviously. But dislike, it's like like I love sushi, but I don't like mackerel. And I don't like yellow. I don't like anything that looks like a snake. Well, metaphorically speaking, perhaps. Not everything. So a time of reflection here to really get your inspiration and your motivation together. So I want to lead. I want to fulfill my life purpose and lead with my spiritual, vocation, my life calling. But what is it going to take to do that? Inspiration, motivation, light horse, dark horse, light horse, dark horse. So I'm going to read this one for you as well, opened right to it, dissolving judgments. I don't have to like the behavior of others or the actions of others, sorry. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to enjoy my journey. And believe me, I keep that one in my mind while I'm watching the news. When judgments are dissolved, you don't have to enjoy the actions of others in order to glean benefit from them. When you know that every moment has been created to help each soul shine the brightest, that includes you, it becomes easier to not take things personally. Don Miguel Ruiz, 4 Agreements. If you haven't read it, check it out. Really important stuff. Instead, you are able to appreciate the positions life has put you in as evidence of your evolving mastery in form. So that's what I'm here for in this lifetime. I've been on this planet since, the lava and the magma cooled. Apparently, Lyran Starseed have been here since the beginning. Apparently, great. So, this is my master lifetime. This is the one where I get to cross the T's, dot the I's, finish what I came here to do, and then incarnate somewhere else, or come back 100 years from now when everything is chill again, because it's just nuts right now. Let's see. This mantra is ideal for learning to speak your truth. I've rarely met an Aquarian that had a problem with that. Cultivating empathy, right? So that you can be like, wow, that person's got a rough contract today. I can feel empathy for them, but I do not have to feel everything that they're throwing out as my own. And trusting the universe. And look, trust is tricky. I'll admit I have trust issues, but I trust in the divine alone. Everybody else has got to show the paperwork. Just show your work. All right, all the cards are on the table. Let's do a blessimation. It's a combination of a blessing and a summation. The energy comes through me, and I have no idea what's going to happen when I do this. So, one last time, at least for this reading. I'm sure you'll try it again at some point. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Aquarius collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to fulfill their life purpose in their work, career, and vocation, freeing themselves and others of destructive impulses by withdrawing a bit emotionally from the work world, even though they may be very visible and may have some victories going on. Maybe they're scored a victory and then are going in to recharge if they don't like the actions of others. Maybe they didn't get the recognition they really needed on that one, because in their career there is a deep focus. A deep, deep focus, a critical focus, really looking in themselves and looking at their thoughts and the third eye and their choices in their throat chakra in a time of rest, but a creative rest, with the 4 of Wands, really, really getting clear about their foundation so that they can move forward. And it looks like they will move forward in their vocation with the Amazon, the Chariot card, balancing the inspiration and the motivation, the comedy and the tragedy, as it were, as the Chariot often does with a time of emotional reflection, perhaps receiving that cup of love, that cup of self-love, reflecting on, am I here doing what I came here to do? How may I do what I came in here to do? Aligning my vocation and my life purpose and making it a priority in some way, shape, or form, little by little, rarely all at once, as they dissolve judgments, because they don't have to like the actions of others in order to love their journey. And may they love their journey. And may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and fear to love with the Exorcist archetype in the 8th chakra, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of us, which is very Aquarian, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mould it be. And so it is. It was good. If you liked it, please do hit the thumbs up, the subscription if you wanna, right? Hit the notification bell if you like. I also have a new YouTube channel I just started last week called Mal for short. This one is called Markangelo Alliance. It's the business. Mal for short is the personal. So yeah, go check it out. I'm having fun over there. A lot of fun. I just posted a kitty video there. My little Sammy the first week we had him. And certainly if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon. On Patreon, the digital store is the bomb, as the kids like to say. The digital shop is wonderful. We got the audios, videos, and ebooks there. The audios and videos have free previews that anyone can check out at any time. What else? Oh yeah, you can follow for free. You can 7-day free trial, but my subscribers do get the daily check-ins, which I love, the extended readings, which there are a lot of, and an extensive discount when they book me for a private session. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I have to say it did save my work, career, and vocation a bunch of years ago, shifting to Patreon, and I love it. I've made a lot of friends. In fact, one of my clients from a long time ago started following me on Patreon, and she designed my new website, drawingthecircle.com. Go check it out. There's a lot of cool stuff on there too, and I love it. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Alliance, Markangelo Alliance. Yeah, but you can still just call me Mal. And if you would like to book me for a private session, the new video will be done eventually. It's on the schedule, but it keeps getting booked to, later about how to book me. So the one that we have up there right now needs to be changed. So I'm just going to make a new one called Booking Mal, but the one that we have is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. Explains basically everything that you need to know about booking me for a private session, a reading, or spiritual counseling. But the new one will mention that I am now taking clients in my house. I have an office downstairs, but I have to know who the person is a little bit before I invite them to my house, because I have 3 black cats. Like, if they're allergic to cats, that's not going to go well, which is why I am also available at the Magic Moon on Phyla Street. I just learned that's the right way to say it. Phyla Street in Saratoga Springs. You call them, they tell you what time I have available, you book something, they tell me no, and I go into Saratoga Springs proper, the city, and I read you, and then I come home and do stuff like this, or more yard work, because there's always more yard work this time of year. And the majority of the work that I do is on a Zoom call. It doesn't matter if it's a reading or a spiritual counseling. Once the session is scheduled, right beforehand, I send them a Zoom link. They come into my Zoom platform. We record the entire thing, so they don't have to memorize or take notes or any of that. At the end of it, I send them the link. They download it. They tell me they downloaded it, and I delete it, because confidentiality is key. My clients are free to do whatever they want with those readings, but I do not share that stuff. Oh, no. The gods would snatch my intuitive skills away if I broke that particular vow. No, I took a vow of confidentiality, and I'm living by that. Thank you very much. So the most important thing that I say in that video, the title hovering over my head, is that I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, a very well-trained one, so of course there's a way, even if we agree that they pay it forward to someone else down the line. As long as we are both in agreement, we set the appointment and we do the thing. And I love this work. I've been reading tarot since I'm 12. I will be 56 in 2024, September 6th. So, you learn some stuff along the way, and I am here to help, and that is my vocation for sure. So I'm going to keep the video up once the new one is made, because it makes my mom laugh, and as president of the company, that's my free will, yeah. So thank you for watching. I do have to say, a lot of our judgments can possess us if we repress them for too long, or we don't understand that it is okay to dislike, right? Not everybody has to agree on everything. We all have free will, we all have our own experiences, and a highly individualized curriculum for each and every one of us as the Course in Miracles, and I find that to be true. So hang in there, my beloveds. I do have a lot of Aquarian friends, so if you know me, you know I love you. But even if we don't know each other, I love you anyway. Hang in there. Aquarians are the superheroes of the zodiac for me, and I love you. Mal-El of Krypton. So hang in there. You got this. I believe in you. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.